Did you know that over 2.3 million traffic tickets were issued in Texas last year alone? And experts say that number is about to skyrocket in 2026. That's right. As of January 1st, brand new driving laws have quietly rolled out across Texas, and they're already catching thousands of drivers completely off guard. We're not talking about minor updates here. We're talking about laws so specific and unexpected that you could end up paying hundreds or even thousands of dollars for something as small as having the wrong license plate, checking your phone near a school zone, or even passing a cyclist the wrong way. And the scariest part? Most Texans still have no idea these changes are in effect. In this video, we're breaking down the top 10 new driving laws in Texas for 2026, what they are, how they work, and most importantly, how you can avoid getting slammed with fines or losing your license overnight.
Number 1. Digital license plates are now mandatory for fleet vehicles. Let's kick things off with one of the most surprising changes of 2026. Digital license plates are no longer optional. They're now mandatory for all fleet vehicles in Texas. That means if you operate multiple company vehicles, delivery vans, trucks, ride-share cars, or service vehicles, each one must be equipped with a state-approved digital plate. Why the change? According to a recent report by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, digital plates improve vehicle tracking, theft prevention, and compliance with state inspections and insurance. They also allow for real-time updates, meaning things like expired registration, lack of insurance, or even stolen vehicle alerts can be broadcast instantly to law enforcement. And here's where it gets expensive. Businesses that fail to switch their fleet vehicles to digital plates face fines of up to $500 per vehicle. So, if you manage 10 vehicles and forget to upgrade, that's a $5,000 hit just like that. Repeat violations can even lead to temporary registration suspensions. The transition is already catching small business owners off guard. Many weren't notified directly. They found out only after getting fined. If you're not sure whether your vehicle qualifies as part of a fleet, here's a quick tip. If it's used for business and part of a group of 2 or more vehicles, you're likely affected. So what should you do now? Head over to the official TXDMV website, where you'll find a list of approved digital plate providers like Reviver. The process is straightforward, but don't delay. Enforcement has already started in major cities like Austin, Dallas, and Number 2. Hands-free zones around schools just got much bigger. If you think you're safe using your phone as long as you're not inside a school zone, think again. Starting January 2026, Texas has quietly expanded its hands-free driving law, and this one is already costing drivers serious money. Here's the change most people missed. The hands-free rule no longer applies only within marked school zones. It now extends up to 500 feet beyond school property lines, and it applies all day, not just during school hours. That means even late at night, even on weekends, even when school is out, you cannot hold your phone anywhere near these areas. Why did Texas do this? Traffic safety studies show that driver distraction near schools dramatically increases the risk of pedestrian accidents, especially with children and cyclists. Lawmakers responded by tightening enforcement and expanding coverage, and police are taking this very seriously. Now let's talk penalties. Getting caught holding your phone, texting, scrolling, checking maps can result in fines starting at $250, and repeat offenses can climb past $1,000. In some cases, drivers are also receiving points on their license, which can raise insurance rates for years. One quick glance at your phone could turn into a long-term financial problem. What makes this law especially dangerous is how easy it is to break without realizing it. Many of these extended zones are not clearly marked yet. You might think you're far enough away from a school, but legally you're not. So, how do you protect yourself? Simple habits make a big difference. Set up your GPS before you start driving. Use voice commands or Bluetooth for calls. If you need to check your phone, pull over completely.
No message, no notification, no call is worth a four-figure fine.
Number 3. Rolling stops at stop signs will now cost you big. It's a habit many Texas drivers have picked up over the years, approaching a stop sign, tapping the brakes, and rolling right through without fully stopping. It's so common locals even have a name for it, the Texas Roll. But starting in 2026, this everyday shortcut could now cost you up to $750 per violation. Here's what changed. Texas lawmakers passed a new enforcement policy that requires all drivers to come to a full, complete stop at every stop sign. No more easing through intersections, even in quiet neighborhoods. Police across the state are now under new orders to crack down hard on rolling stops, especially in residential zones and areas with high pedestrian traffic. This law isn't just about technicalities, it's rooted in hard data. According to the Texas Transportation Institute, over 17% of intersection-related crashes in the state were linked to rolling stops or failure to yield. Most of those accidents occurred in residential neighborhoods, where drivers felt safe bending the rules. The result? Increased injuries, higher insurance claims, and rising pressure on law enforcement to respond. And don't think you'll just get a warning. Cities like San Antonio and Fort Worth have already launched zero-tolerance initiatives, instructing officers to issue fines immediately, no questions asked. Fines start around $250 but can balloon to $750 if you're caught in a school zone or construction area. Repeat violations may even lead to points on your license or court appearances. Here's a simple trick to stay safe. When approaching a stop sign, say out loud, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, while your wheels are fully stopped. If you're still moving, it doesn't count.
Number 4. Emissions enforcement just got smarter and stricter. If you're driving around with an expired inspection sticker or a high-emissions vehicle, you may already be in trouble and not even know it. As of January 2026, Texas has upgraded its emissions enforcement system, and it's now using automatic license plate readers, ALPRs, to catch violators in real time. What does that mean for everyday drivers? In simple terms, you can now get flagged and fined without ever being pulled over. These ALPR cameras are installed on police cruisers, toll booths, and even traffic lights in major cities. They scan your license plate, instantly check your emissions compliance through state databases, and if you're not up to date, bam, you get mailed a fine or pulled over at the next checkpoint. This isn't just about expired stickers. Vehicles that consistently fail emissions tests or show signs of excessive exhaust output can now be automatically tagged for investigation. And with Texas pushing its 2026 Clean Air Initiative, expect even tighter rules in the months ahead, especially in metro areas like Houston, Dallas, and Austin, where air quality is already under scrutiny. Fines range from $150 to $500 per violation, but that's just the beginning. You may also be required to get a mandatory inspection within a short frame time, or even face a temporary suspension of your registration if you ignore the notice. Worse, your vehicle could be towed if you're caught driving repeatedly in violation. So how do you stay ahead of this? Download the My Texas Drive app, which syncs with DMV records and shows your inspection and emissions status in real time. It also alerts you before your vehicle becomes non-compliant.
Number 5. Left lane cruising is now illegal statewide. If you're one of those drivers who likes to coast in the left lane, even when you're not passing anyone, you could now be breaking the law in Texas. As of January 2026, a new regulation makes it illegal to drive in the left lane on multi-lane highways unless you're actively passing another vehicle or preparing to turn left. This law, once enforced only in select counties, is now statewide, and it's already leading to a surge in traffic stops.
According to the Texas Department of Public Safety, left-lane cruising contributes to unnecessary traffic congestion, driver aggression, and even road rage incidents. Studies have shown that slow drivers lingering in the left lane create dangerous speed differentials, leading to sudden lane changes and collisions. Now, officers across Texas, especially on highways like I-35, I-10, and I-45, are being instructed to pull over and fine anyone using the left lane improperly. And this isn't a slap-on-the-wrist situation. Fines start at $200 and can go higher for repeat offenders. You may also get points on your license, which can raise your insurance premiums significantly. The most frustrating part for drivers? Many people don't even know they're doing anything wrong. They assume if they're going the speed limit, it's fine to stay left. But under this law, speed doesn't matter. If you're not passing, you need to move right. Here's a tip to avoid an unnecessary fine. Treat the left lane like a passing-only zone. Use it to overtake, then return to the center or right lane. And don't rely on signs. Not all highways have clear left lane restriction signs posted yet.
Number 6. New speed limits for electric vehicles in urban areas. This one's raising eyebrows across the state, especially among Tesla and EV owners. As of January 2026, Texas has introduced new, lower speed limits specifically for electric vehicles, EVs, in certain urban zones. Yes, you heard that right. Your EV now has its own speed rules, and breaking them could cost you hundreds. Here's why it's happening. According to research from the Texas A&M Transportation Institute, electric vehicles, because of their instant torque and rapid acceleration, are more likely to be involved in sudden stop collisions in high-density areas like downtown streets and school zones. In response, Texas lawmakers have rolled out a pilot law that reduces the speed limit by 5 miles per hour for EVs in select urban districts. So, if the posted speed limit is 35 miles per hour and you're driving an EV, your legal speed limit might actually be 30 miles per hour, even if you're flowing with traffic. This new law currently applies in parts of Austin, Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio, with more cities expected to join as the state evaluates the pilot program's success. And enforcement? It's real. Officers are using vehicle recognition software and smart radar systems that can identify whether you're driving a gas-powered vehicle or an EV, and yes, they will ticket accordingly. Fines start at $150, but can escalate quickly if you're speeding in a school or pedestrian-heavy zone. And if you're thinking this is just a test run, think again. The program is part of Texas's broader Urban Safety Mobility Plan, which aims to modernize traffic laws for the next generation of vehicles.
Number 7. Defensive driving now mandatory for first-time reckless driving offenders. Think you'll just get a fine and move on after a reckless driving charge? Not anymore. As of January 2026, Texas has implemented a new mandatory defensive driving program for all first-time reckless driving offenders. That means if you're caught speeding excessively, weaving through traffic, or engaging in any dangerous behavior behind the wheel, you'll be legally required to complete a certified course. Previously, drivers could often pay a fine and walk away with points on their license. But under this new law, anyone cited for reckless driving must now enroll in and complete a state-approved defensive driving course, either online or in person, within 60 days of the violation. Skip it, and you could face license suspension, additional fines, or even court action. Why the change? According to the Texas Department of Transportation, nearly 40% of all fatal crashes in 2025 involved some form of reckless driving. Lawmakers argue that fines alone aren't changing behavior, so now education is mandatory. These courses cover topics like hazard awareness, reaction time, safe following distances, and how distractions like phones and aggressive driving habits contribute to fatal outcomes. And here's the good news. If you complete the course on time, you may avoid points on your license and even reduce your fine. Some drivers under the age of 25 may even qualify for free or discounted courses under state youth driver safety programs. Don't wait to be surprised in court. If you or someone you know is cited for reckless driving this year, your first call should be to a certified driving school. You'll need to show proof of completion to avoid further penalties.
Number 8. New cyclist passing law could cost you $500 or more. Think giving a cyclist a few feet of space is enough? Not anymore. As of January 2026, Texas has increased the legal passing distance for cyclists from 3 feet to 4 feet, and violating this new rule could land you with a $500 fine or worse. This change is part of the state's push under the Vision Zero initiative, which aims to eliminate traffic-related fatalities. Lawmakers cited rising numbers of bicycle-related accidents, especially in urban and suburban areas. According to the Texas Department of Transportation, cyclist injuries rose 12% in 2025, with a large portion caused by vehicles passing too closely. The new law is clear. When passing a cyclist, you must allow at least 4 feet of space, regardless of whether you're on a city street, rural road, or highway. If there isn't enough room to pass safely, you are required to slow down and wait until it's safe to do so. And yes, this law is already being enforced. In cities like Austin and Houston, officers are riding along bike lanes and using dash cams and drone footage to catch violations. Drivers caught violating the rule face a minimum $500 fine, and in cases where the cyclist is injured, penalties can escalate to criminal charges or license suspension. So what's the safe move? Always assume a cyclist may need to swerve suddenly around potholes, debris, or opening car doors. Give them plenty of room and never try to squeeze by. If you're unsure, just slow down and wait. It's not only the law, it's common sense. Number 9. Crackdown on illegal vehicle modifications is in full effect. Love customizing your ride? In 2026, that passion could drain your wallet or even get your car impounded. Texas has officially launched a statewide crackdown on illegal vehicle modifications, and the list of banned mods is longer and stricter than ever before. What's now being targeted? Modifications like underglow neon lights, overly lifted suspensions, tinted headlights, illegal exhaust systems, muffler deletes, and window tints beyond legal limits are now subject to immediate citation and, in some cases, vehicle impoundment. While some of these rules existed before, enforcement was inconsistent. That's no longer the case. Why the sudden focus? According to a joint study by the Texas Department of Public Safety and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, illegally modified vehicles have contributed to a rise in nighttime accidents, visibility issues, and noise complaints. In urban areas, police departments have reported a spike in dangerous driving tied to illegally souped-up cars, prompting the state to take action. Here's the cost breakdown. First-time offenders can face fines ranging from $250 to $1,000. Repeat violations could lead to mandatory vehicle inspections. And yes, if the mod poses a safety risk, your car can be towed on the spot. And don't expect leniency just because your car looks cool. Officers now use handheld scanners and vehicle databases to check if a car's suspension height, lighting, and exhaust are within legal limits. Many drivers are finding out too late after their cars have been flagged during routine traffic stops or local car meets. If you're unsure whether your vehicle modifications are legal, check the TXDMV website for the full list. Better yet, have your car inspected by a certified shop. Number 10. Real-time insurance checks mean instant fines for the uninsured. Think you can risk driving without insurance just for a few days? In 2026, that gamble could cost you big because Texas has now rolled out real-time insurance verification technology that instantly flags uninsured drivers right from the side of the road. Here's how it works. Every time you're pulled over, pass through a traffic camera, or even drive by an ALPR,
automatic license plate reader, your vehicle's registration is now automatically checked against statewide insurance databases in real time. If your coverage has lapsed, even by a day, the system flags you immediately. And police officers no longer have to ask for your insurance card. They already know whether you're covered or not. The penalty? A minimum $350 fine for first-time offenders, with repeat violations reaching $1,000. In many cases, officers are also authorized to impound your vehicle on the spot, leaving you stranded and stuck with hefty towing and storage fees. Worse still, an insurance lapse, even a brief one, can cause your future rates to skyrocket or result in license suspension. This law is part of Texas's ongoing effort to reduce the number of uninsured drivers, which still hovers at around 14% statewide, one of the highest rates in the country. Uninsured drivers cost the state millions in claims and emergency resources each year. So how can you avoid this nightmare? First, make sure your insurance policy is active and up to date. Don't rely on a grace period. Second, download apps like Texas Sure or check the TXDMV's insurance portal, which shows your vehicle's coverage status. Gone are the days when you could just keep driving and hope for the best. In 2026, the system knows before you say a word, and if you're not insured, you'll pay the price instantly.
So there you have it. 10 new Texas driving laws in 2026 that are already changing the way we drive. From hidden school zone rules and real-time insurance checks to unexpected EV speed limits and crackdowns on car modifications, it's clear Texas is tightening the rules, and the penalties for not keeping up are tougher and more expensive than ever before. What makes these changes especially dangerous is that most drivers haven't even heard about them yet. No big announcements, no billboards, just quietly updated rules that can leave you with hundreds or even thousands of dollars in fines, points on your license, or even a towed vehicle. And with new technology tracking your every move on the road, I didn't know won't save you anymore. But here's the good news. Now you know. By staying informed, checking your compliance, and making small changes like using hands-free devices, verifying your insurance, or giving cyclists that extra space, you can avoid major headaches and keep your hard-earned money in your pocket.